Hello friends, welcome to our channel Jai Bhim Jai Bharat Namo Buddhaya. This is Nikhil Sablania from New Delhi. Today is 12th February 2025. Yesterday in our parliament, one of our member of parliament raised a question, raised an issue that Congress removed the illustrations, that is the paintings, the illustrations which were included in the original copy of our constitution. Now I have with me one of the copy of original constitution. This is the copy of original constitution. So firstly, the questions which were raised by the honorable member of parliament, I mean, to become an honorable member of parliament, first I think you should have at least seen the original copy of the constitution. The first image, the first illustration which he said belongs to our Harappa civilization. That Harappa civilization image is already there and I wanted to show you, and it's very beautiful that in a very beautiful chronology of our civilization all the illustrations are given in the constitution. So this is Hindu Valley or Indus Valley civilization. This illustration is there. Then they were quite worried, of course, being from BJP, they were quite worried about the image of Ram, Sita and Lakshman, but it's also there. You see, this is Ram, Sita and Lakshman. And then, of course, what we have read in our history through oral traditions, the history of Ramayana, though Ramayana is also we have in the written form, but that written form came much later in the time period. So about Krishna and Arjun, this illustration is also there about Krishna and Arjun. And then we got Budkal. So Budkal illustrations are already there, and here is the illustration of Buddha, the Buddha. Then there is also illustration, and there are so many illustrations. I mean, illustrations are already there. That allegation was false. I mean, but how could they come without knowledge, without having seen the constitution is unimaginable. That you become a member of parliament and you have not seen our constitution. But now I will come to another issue. That issue is that why they are raising this. That issue is more important. We know that in 2024 Lok Sabha elections, the general elections, the arm elections for the armed people. I mean, we have a House of Lord and a House of Common, like British system. The House of Lord is Rajya Sabha, and House of Common, that is armed people, is Lok Sabha. That we don't understand. Anyway, the question that he brought in that session, that question is not exactly what he was trying to say. Now we know that in 2024 election that BJP, it was BJP's leaders who started this campaigning against constitution, and lot of videos came in the public domain that they wanted to change the constitution, and for that they wanted 400 seats. Now constitution can be amended. I mean, you can make a change in the constitution, but for that you need a very strong majority and rules to follow. But to change the constitution is something else. Now that is very dangerous. This line between changing the constitution and amending the constitution is a very line. It's a very strong line. It's a Lakshman Rekha which we shouldn't cross. Because when you say we want to change the constitution, this means you want to change not only the constitution of India in the written form, but the constitution of the country. And the exact meaning of constitution is makeup. Like, I have a body, I have kidneys, I have heart, I have lungs, I have stomach, I have arteries, I have nerves, I have nervous system. This is my constitution, and through this constitution I have skin, I have bones, I have eyes, I have tongue, I have various sense organs. Now, what this constitution produces is the sense organ of my body. Now, if anyone, any doctor says that they want to change the whole constitution of my body, will my body and will my sense organs will remain the same? That is the beauty, that is the importance of constitution, and that's the difference between amending the constitution and changing the constitution. Amending the constitution is like, I want to go for a knee replacement surgery, or I want to go for a small surgery to make my whole constitution or make my whole body better. But changing the constitution means changing everything. I mean, you want to make me a robot. That is something like that. So if you make me an AI generated robot, will I remain the same? That is the question. That is the difference between changing the constitution and amending the constitution. BJP and in fact many other parties, including Aam Aadmi Party, they wanted to change the constitution. Aam Aadmi Party to change the constitution, wanted to change the constitution. That I saw an interview of Najib Gun. Najib Jung was the ex retired. I mean, he's retired. He was earlier he was the Lieutenant Governor of India, and he said in his interview that once while talking to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal ji says that we have come through Andolan, we have come through this revolutionary means, and we wanted to change the constitution. Now we know that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and his party is also an outspring of RSS. So they will remain, they will have the same ideology. Whatever they say, the ideology will remain the same. So they also wanted to change the constitution. Now, thanks to Mr. Jairam Ramesh and Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, that they opposed that, and Mr. the way Mr. Jairam Ramesh ji shouted, I mean, he quickly attacked on that, and Mr. Kharge said that you wanted to again wanted to spoil the reputation of Dr. Ambedkar ji. I mean, that was right. Mr. Kharge was also right. Mr. Jairam Ramesh was also right. Now, I already made a video in Hindi over, I think, around 8 years back on the same issue. This is not the same issue. Earlier also this issue was raised, I think, before 2019 elections. So I made that video before 2018. Now in that video I said specifically that there are illustrations in the constitution, and what BJP's leaders are claiming that illustrations have been removed is not true. But the question comes, why they are attacking this? I said they wanted to change the constitution. So it's not just a conspiracy to provide the illustration or to amend the constitution, change the constitution. Now, after changing the constitution, as I said that after changing my body, my sense organs will be changed. And what is why they are pushing these images, this illustration with constitution? First, why they are pushing these images to associate it with the constitution? See, constitution is not these images. These images could be or could not be there. The constitution is the written material, and the people are students of law. As I had been a student of law, they know that there is something called grudge norm. Now, what is that grudge norm? Grudge norm is when the question arises from constitution, that if there is any doubt in the constitution. So if there is a doubt in the constitution, the first thing we have to look for is the debates of the constituent assembly. That constituent assembly debates, we go through them, and if we will take the good use of artificial intelligence, then we can create a system of all the debates. But I would say that that system is also not good, because that can provide you one line answer, but the experience, like I have a doubt, I am a lawyer, I have a doubt, I am a judge, I have a doubt, I will go to the constitution assembly debates and go through those all the debates. That experience and learning which I will get through that my own reading, I won't get through AI now. But we have that thing. So if there's a doubt in the constitution, you can go to constituent assembly debates. They are like very bulky books you can get from government of India. Now if you have doubt in that, I mean, that is like, then we have to go for what is the intention of, but that intention also comes, that is a grudge norm actually. The grudge norm is, so we generally don't have any doubt because we have that debate and we have that. Now what they want to prove, what the BJP leaders want to prove through this illustration, they want to give again a wrong message. Now they want to give a message that if Ram is there, then Ramayana will be our constitution. If Krishna is there, then Mahabharata or Gita will be our constitution. Now if Buddha is also there, then does the Tripitak, that is the ancient Buddhist books, will they become the constitution? Or if there is an illustration of Mahavir, can we say that all Jain Granths will become the constitution? And if there is an image of Akbar can we say that Quran will become the source of our constitution? Now if they think it is like that, if they think that, so it will create a lot of complexities. So why they want to create a complexities? They wanted to create complexities because they wanted to spoil the reputation of constitution, and it's a continuous attack. And I don't know many people, those who remember, once Anupam Kher, the actor, said about constitution it should be thrown into the garbage, and Ramdas Athawale, he went to his house and protested, and that was the ruling party was Congress at that time. So it's their long lasting, the people outsprings of those families who belong to RSS and BJP ideology, and particularly the classes or castes who have ruled the India. They don't like constitution because it's giving opportunities to the lower stratas of Hindus, to Muslims, to Christians, to Sikhs, to Buddhists, to Jainis, to Parsis, everyone. It's because of constitution that most of the Hindu capitalists are becoming Hindu. If suppose we bring a constitution that you will not, any individual, any company cannot run an industrial complex, an industrial factory, an automated system. Can the Hindus make money through that? Can they become capitalist? If we bring a constitution where we write that now we will reverse the Manusmriti. So because for 2000 years, those people who have done laborious work, now they will become automatically, by birth, they will become the rulers of India. Will you accept such constitution? Answer to me. Now another thing, BJP wanted to change a recent uh, legislature from BJP who has been elected from one of the constituencies in Delhi. He wanted to change the name of Mustafabad. So now my question is, there is an illustration. You don't want to change the illustrations in the constitution. There is an illustration of Akbar. Why do you want to change the names of the places? Recently, they changed the name of a station and named after Birsa Munda. The earlier name was Rai Rolla. And someone thinking that because I speak in favor of SC, ST, OBC communities and minorities, he thought that I will be happier. So I said, no, I'm not happier because Rohillas were also part of our history. How could you change their name? I mean, these are, you can keep. Birsa Munda was, of course, a great missionary. You can change, he was a great revolutionary, but you can keep the name of other places, other organizations, schools after his name. And not only Birsa Munda, but also find other leaders from scheduled tribe communities, the Aboriginal Indians, as said by the constitution. Now when they don't want to change the illustration, Akbar is also there. So why they wanted to change the names of the cities? And legally you can't do, but it's also our history. Love, I would say that don't remove the statues of British people, French people. India, they have contributed. There were dark sides of them, like the dark sides of our constitutions, but of course they have also worked for the country. Not all the British, all the Scottish, all the Irish, all the French people, all the Portuguese who came to India came just to exploit. They were also good people. They were also people who loved our country, who loved our. So don't change. That's a part of the history, and keep it in your hand. Now I think my point is clear. It's getting longer. I don't want to make longer videos. So it is a strategy of BJP. It's a strategy of BJP somewhere to spoil the Constitution of India, the reputation of the Constitution of India, and that whatever means they get, whether they find some actor to speak against it, whether they find their politicians to speak against it just before the Lok Sabha elections, or whether they find one of their members to bring an issue in the parliament about the illustrations, their attacks are always on the Constitution. Now they have given a guideline, the speaker has given a guideline for the other publishers to put the illustrations in the other constitutions. Now that is not practicable, number one. Number two, that doesn't make any sense because constitution is a written word, not the illustrations. So forget about illustrations. It's good that We are publishing one type of copy with illustrations, but we can't publish all types of copy, and that doesn't mean, because now this will create another topic of discussions, unnecessary topic of discussions among common citizens. The people who like BJP or who are against other communities, they will press in the judiciaries, like they will press in the adalas, in the courtrooms, that this constitution's image is there, so we should now do another kind of uh, explanation for this, like for this particular article it should go with Ram, because there is an illustration of Ram in the fundamental rights. So Ram left his wife on suspicion. Should it become a fundamental right that on suspicion a wife left her husband? That is the question they should answer. Illustrations are there to provide the beauty and to provide a historical background to the country for of which this constitution belongs. It's not the guideline for the articles of the constitution. And if we will keep this thing in all the constitutions, it will create a, and like, I don't know, I mean how to, I mean, because what I am saying that it's a big thing like happening like everywhere, people, because Indians are very innocent. Even if they are from any caste or religion, they are also very innocent. Then they can be easily fooled. So if politician says, they, because they don't read books, they easily follow. They don't have institutions. They don't have institutions, like they don't participate. They don't talk. So they easily believe what the politicians, their member of parliaments or their vidhayaks are saying, and whatever they say they will believe. That is the problem with, I have seen in the past, my working in, for the past 15 years I'm working there. Anyway, so finally, now if you like my this these views, then please support us by buying our books. There are a lot of books you can buy from our website nspmart.com. NSP, that stands for Nikhil Sablania Publication. nspmart.com. Now, do you know what's the meaning of mart? The mart means two words, M and art. M is manual, art is kala. You, the manual art, when the people used to sell their products, because the products were made manually. That is why those, because of those manual products which were made by hand, by the handicrafts, their shops were called mart. So we make our products not by hands but also by mind. nspmart.com, or you can call me on 85275333051. 85275333051. There is another number, 88511 88170. 88511 88170. I am Nikhil Sablani. Thank you for watching this video.